special shout out to our sponsor, Qualia. Qualia is the category-creating digital closing platform used by thousands of lenders across the country to seamlessly work with their title and escrow partners. By working better together, Qualia is powering lenders to deliver a differentiated closing experience for their clients. Through real-time communications, closing status updates, and workflow management, Qualia brings lenders together with home buyers and sellers, title and escrow agents, and real estate agents for a secure and seamless closing experience. Qualia is proud to have been awarded the Housing Wire Tech 100 Award for real estate, as well as CB Insights FinTech 250 Award. Discover how you can work more efficiently with your title and escrow partners at qualia.com/innovators. That's QUALIA.com/innovators.
Hello, everyone. If this is your first time joining us, welcome to the Mortgage Innovators podcast, where we deliver fresh and hopefully entertaining insights on all things mortgage and the innovation propelling our industry forward. My name is Michael Guidotti with American Pacific Mortgage, and every Tuesday, you can find our rotating group of co-hosts who we all share their own unique connection to the industry. This week, we're going to get to meet Don Svedberg with Tavant, one of our premier sponsors for the upcoming Mortgage Innovators Conference, as well as Mohammed Rashid from Tavant. Before we get into it, we want to make sure that you know that the Mortgage Innovators Conference 2022, The Power of Innovation, is back in person for an experience you do not want to miss. We can't wait for you to join us May 2nd to 4th at the Hilton Anaheim. Registration is now live, and information about the agenda and sponsorship opportunities can be found at mortgageinnovators.com/conference. That's mortgageinnovators.com/conference. All right, Don, Mohammed, thank you so much for joining Sue and I this week.
Thank you
so much. We are so excited to be here. And Sue, I just got to say, you are like our social media mortgage star. Every time on LinkedIn, I see something cool that you're doing, and I just feel like I'm living vicariously through you. So anyway, it's fun to be on the podcast with you.
Well, it's fun
and Michael, yeah, thank you. And Michael, American Pacific is just such an amazing company. I just have huge respect for everything that you're doing. You guys are always leading the industry. So we're very, very excited to be part of this. In addition, the CMBA and especially this Innovators Conference has been fantastic. Even last year, you know, when most conferences suffered because of being remote, the Innovators Conference was still fantastic. It was still, you know, I still go back and listen to some of those sessions because they were so insightful. So anyway, we're thrilled to be a participant and a sponsor, and we are very much looking forward to getting face-to-face with everyone again.
And Don, you just wait, and we'll get our social media game on together.
Yes, let's do it.
It's a lot of fun.
Selfie time. Selfie time.
Well, awesome. Well, as we kick things off, Don, I wanted to start with you because I think with what we're facing right now, I think leads in perfectly to the Innovators Conference and what we're going to be, you know, talking about there. But yeah, I think, you know, when you talk about the shifting market and the moves being made, and, you know, I think you've just recently, you know, partnered up with Tavant over the last couple of months. So kind of wanted to get your insights on kind of making a move during a shifting market and some of the things that you're seeing.
Right, and I think Sue, you did the same thing. No, what was fascinating, and I've been in the business for a million years, and started as an appraiser, you know, realtor, that type of thing, and then moved over to the sales side, and then moved into data, and then moved into tech. So in trying to kind of get to the point where all of our vision of a purely electronic mortgage happens, you know, I think is all of our goal, and we're seeing some great advancements toward that. So during COVID, I think that there was a great move toward additional adoption of e-platforms through necessity, but also because consumers got more comfortable with it. The agencies realized they have to start, you know, removing some of these barriers, and lenders realized that, you know, they were going to have to embrace technology if they were going to succeed. So the technology companies that are out there are great. I mean, there are a lot of really, really good, smart companies out there. One of the things that I noticed is that there are so many different vendors, and there are so many different acronyms and tech stacks and everything else, that it's very difficult for the lender to figure out who you are, what you do. Everyone seems to have the exact same taglines out there. It's very hard to consume and figure out who's who. So I think that what I love about Tavant is that they are POS agnostic, LOS agnostic. They're looking at mortgage support services as a components, essentially like going to an app store and downloading an income validation, or downloading an app that will allow you to do, multiple OCR, document analysis. So they're looking at components of each thing. They're not trying to force you into their ecosystem and make you, have that swivel chair experience back and forth between all of these various systems. So I love the openness of it, because that's really the way the world is going. And the other thing about Tavant that I didn't know is that all of these major verticals that they have in media and other places, they built so many platforms. They built 5 of the 6 MI platforms. They built Disney Plus. They built Major League Baseball. So they're taking all of that knowledge and applying it toward our backward crazy mortgage business, and really bringing insights in from outside. So anyway, I'm not going to do a big sales pitch. I just noticed from all of my time out there where I think the puck is going, and I think Mohammed has the whatever it's called that hits the puck.
Don, I want to ask you a quick question though, knowing, because you've got an incredible background. You've been at some great logos, some great companies. You probably could have gone just about anywhere. You talked about some of the reasons you joined Tavant, kind of looking at the market landscape, but what was it that pushed you over the edge besides being able to work with Mohammed? We know that was just
Mohammed is just oh my God. So he was a very pleasant surprise. So looking at the world, what's happening with mortgage lenders right now? Obviously, we've all been through these cycles, and over again, guess what? Refi business is gone. So what are we doing? We're doing purchase, we're doing wholesale again, we're doing home equity, we're doing non-QM. And that was another big selling point, that the platform that Tavant has built is essentially one unified platform. And our discussion now is about how do we enable a lender to make that pivot, so that they don't have to go out and build a new system and try to figure out how to do this, where it's kind of a plug and play. I call it TPO in a box. But essentially, you're a retail lender, get into wholesale. Here's a platform, toggle it on. So it's not a new system, a new build, a new integration. New integrations for 150 vendors. We've got our FinConnect. Plug that in. You have 150 vendors. So anyway, I just saw it as a paradigm shift from all of the tech companies that are kind of in their own world, building their own little stack. So it's the openness, which the rest of the world is. That's what we accept everywhere else. So that's what we need to accept in mortgage. It's really lending we call it LAS, lending as a service.
I love that. Writing that down.
I heard that from the CEO, and I said, "Ooh, I like that. That's very cool." Very cool. Okay.
Well, Mohammed, I think you got a big expectation to live up to after what Don just shared about you.
I have no idea how to follow that one.
Well, I know you're going to be presenting at MIC, and so you want to tell us a little bit of a little preview for those that are probably just getting ready to register, and we're probably going to push them over the edge after this podcast. So what's a little preview of what you're going to be talking about?
So yeah, we're focusing, given the industry and where the industry is, on kind of the margin compression and the interest rates going higher. A lot of lenders are looking at automation, right? So how do I remove the human in the loop? As we know, this mortgage industry is every loan, there's a river of documents that flow. And you kind of just start with those documents and you end up doing everything that is, human oriented, right? You have to stare and compare the documents. You have to unpack a document. You have to open multiple documents within a package of documents. Like you start with those documents, that kind of creates that foundation of everything manual that happens afterwards. And we have roles in the industry that does only that, processors, right? The whole thing that processors do is look at data consistency checks and, document checklists and have we really asked for the right things from the right borrower, for the right product, for the right program. It's just going through lists and lists of things that are pretty much manual. And so the holy grail is, how do I automate this process, right? From the thought of buying a home to getting into the home and home ownership and everything that is in between, right? Getting the loan is just incidental, but the borrower is not thinking, and we've heard this many times, borrower is not thinking of getting a loan. They're thinking of, how do I get a home? How do I own a home? And so a lot of the work that we do in between, which is, human oriented, should be possible to eliminate. And that's the goal that we're targeting, that we've targeted last year. So we've made good strides in eliminating the humans in the loop. And we'd like to focus as well this year to basically get the lenders on a more streamlined pathway. So that's why the topic is Rise of the Bots. And so take a look at what kind of bots have come into the industry. Even before we got our PA to stabilize and provide some ROI in the industry, Gartner came up with hyper automation, right? So what does hyper automation mean, and what does that mean to lenders who are entering this year? So addressing those types of kind of use cases, pragmatic, practical steps toward a zero touch mortgage, so to say. That's kind of the focus of my talk and what I'd like to address.
Mohammed, first of all, I wanted to tell you that one of my colleagues at Stratmore, Brett McCracken, said hello.
Yes.
He thinks very highly of you.
Brett. Please, through
Hi,
you.
Brett.
Say hi, through you.
I will.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I wanted to touch on, I love something that you just said about really looking at the customer experience, because I think that's a big theme that's going to come up this year. In refinance eras, we tend to be very focused on the process and getting people through as quickly as possible. When's the lock expiration date and purchase? It's not like people in the industry haven't, done purchase before, but we're shifting back to, it's not just about getting it done. It's about really creating a great experience. And I love how you just said, the customer doesn't really care about our process and they don't care about the loan. They care about getting into their home, right? So
Right.
I love stories. And it's one of the reasons I love this business, because this is a business of stories. And I would love to hear, from you and or Don, tell us a little bit about, maybe a story about a lender that you started working with. They came to you, they had some challenge, and, you made something amazing happen. Who wants to take that one?
Right. So I will tell you, I'm, just since I've been on, we have a massive credit union company on our platform, and they just reported they did 8-day home equity loans, 8-day closing, which was amazing. I cut about 20 days off of their turn time. So that was a great success. And I'll give you another example from our, we call it Fin Decision, but it's dual AUS, but much deeper. It maps all of the error codes and takes the underwriter directly to the field. It also pre-populates the special, oh shoot, I just forgot what it's called, the special needs field, special features. Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
that's not right. But anyway, so this lender basically said that we just did an audit, found out that we have had, 50 of those special feature code that were incorrect. We were paying way too much. And he said, I don't even want to think about how much we paid, but you just essentially gave us money. So by automating some of those little technical things that we don't really think about, we're successfully helping lenders. So it always makes our day when we hear something like that.
Absolutely.
And I can just say too, from the lender side, who's actually been a customer of Tavant, we had a great experience, with the TPO portal that you all helped us, build out, and definitely created more visibility, for our partners, with the document upload, just the loan workflow as a whole. And so, I can speak to it from the customer side that we've had a great experience, partnering with you all.
Oh, thanks, Michael. Yeah, we feel the same way. We love working with you. It's been a great partnership.
Yep. So I think we're coming up in the last few minutes. So I think what we will do is, since we can't hear Mohammed, let's go ahead and we'll ask kind of one final, excuse me, item for, Don. I was going to go through, and I don't know if you were involved in this piece, so if you're comfortable with it, I was going to talk about kind of from the vendor side. A lot of times they're coming to the lenders looking for that agency relationship and kind of, you know, the conversations with the agencies. And one of the things that we've appreciated about Tavant is that you guys are working directly with the agencies. So do you have insight on that? And that, would you feel comfortable with that question?
Sure. And in fact, we just rolled out a disclosure automation process. I don't think we've talked to you about it yet, but it is fully ICE certified. It is the only disclosure process that is fully ICE certified. So not only are we working with the agencies very closely, and we have a very, very, you know, close relationships, and they're constantly working to make sure that we are ahead of the curve and advising our clients about what's coming, and that we have built our systems so that they're flexible enough to accommodate any of those new rules or any new directions, any new guides. But also with all of the major LOS vendors, POS vendors, again, we're trying to be super agnostic so that we're just providing, you know, components and pieces up to and including an entire platform. So it's you know, on our plate to always be at the table with all of the regulators, with all of the agencies, with all of the major LOS and POS and vendor providers, so that we can continue to offer just that open API type of product and service to lenders, and meet you where you are so that you can meet your borrowers where they are.
I love that. Have you like patented or like have you copyrighted that? That's like,
no, but I'm going to do last after this.
okay, that's a hashtag waiting to happen right there, Don. So.
Oh, it sure is.
And TPO in a box was mine. So, and when you see there, when you see our dual AUS as an iceberg with everyone else's dual AUS and ours down below, that was my idea too.
That's amazing. Well, it's going to be exciting to see what next, and we're sure excited to see you at the conference. And I think this is going to be
a
powerhouse session. We'll have to, I don't know, we'll have to not punk Mohammed by like turning his microphone on and off. I know he can't even hear it.
I can hear you now.
Oh, there he goes. Oh, great.
Finally got through.
Oh, you missed all the good stuff with Mohammed.
I know.
Well, I think it's just leaving people excited for the Rise of the Bot session at the MIC conference. Don, Mohammed, thank you so much for taking the time to be on today. Sue, as always, love co-hosting these with you, my friend.
Yeah, good to see you all. And thank you again for the sponsorship and the support of the conference. As you said, it's just such a great conference, it's a great lineup of both attendees and speakers. So if you haven't signed up yet, those who are listening, come join us in this powerhouse session. So thank you so much.
Perfect.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you so much for having us.
You.
Great seeing you.
All right.
All right, everyone. Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you like what you heard, make sure to subscribe to the Mortgage Innovators YouTube channel or wherever you podcast. And until next time, talk to you soon.